Good evening, this is Dr. John Littell. I'm a family physician here in Ocala, Florida. And I'm coming to you after a very long day in the office, but I'm coming to you to speak from my heart about an issue that means a lot to me, and that is unity. Unity in a time of great division in our country. And I can see that divisiveness just from my recently developed YouTube channel, which I don't expect it to go viral. But I certainly didn't expect people to look at some of the things I've been saying and then accuse me of having political or economic motives. And I would just like to spend, hopefully, just a few minutes. I tend to be long-winded, but see how it goes. Explaining to you the true motivation of these videos and appealing to your higher sense of compassion and patriotism to see if we can, in fact, have a unified approach to COVID-19. And I talked this over with one of my patients earlier today. He said, "Oh, forget it. Our country is divided. It's going to stay that way." You know, I was a doctor and I was a military veteran at the time of September 11th. I lost a cousin in Afghanistan, my closest and dearest cousin, who never got to see his daughter. He died chasing after the Taliban in the mountains there. And I remember that, and I hope many of you remember the unity we experienced in our nation at that time, because we had a common enemy. And the enemy was the people that destroyed the World Trade Center and the Pentagon and killed so many innocent lives. And unfortunately, there's a few folks that still doubt that. I'm not going to argue about that, but I know it happened. My aunt was in the World Trade Center and my cousin died. How does that relate to COVID-19? Well, right now we have a virus that has wreaked havoc around the world. It has caused deaths. I've taken care of patients in the hospital and outside of the hospital with COVID-19. But do I feel it's something that we need to live our lives in fear as a result of? Not when I've seen the things I've seen as a physician over 30 years. I'm much more fearful of so many other diseases that I see every day, and I discussed them during my first video. I'm much more fearful of the ravages of mental illness in our country, drug and alcohol addiction, domestic abuse, poverty. All right, let me see something here. You know, some people are already accusing me of having political motives. Let's go there. You might see some YouTube videos where I've spoken out on some politically charged issues, and I have, and so have other people, and we have a right to do that. But I've been coming to you as a physician when it comes to COVID-19, and nobody really knows where I stand on so many other issues. I guess some people call me an oddball. I have an article right here called "Deforestation of the Amazon Rainforest, Accelerating Amid COVID-19 Pandemic," from May 6th, ABC News. I am extremely upset about what's going on in the Amazon rainforest. I've been an environmentalist since before college. So call me a tree hugger. As a physician, I'm extremely opposed to the taking of any life, unless your life is directly endangered by the person, such as when I was in the military. So therefore, I'm opposed to the death penalty. And where does that leave me with many others who say, okay, he's clearly not doing what we are saying or believing what we want him to say or believe? It's a tragedy. Several years ago, I took a flight to Pensacola to give a talk to a group called Concerned Women for America. I sat next to a young man, and I always like to engage people in conversation, and I ultimately found out he was a relative to a very much-loved former governor of the state of Florida who happened to be a Democrat. And at that point in time, I had the political convictions I had, and I said to myself, well, I'm not going to have anything to talk to him about. I shut him down. All right, so I lost out. I lost out because of my unwillingness to allow this young man to just talk about himself and his views about the world. So those of you who are going to shut me out because I have different views than you about other issues, I believe you're missing out. And I highly recommend a book that's helping me a bit. It's called Love Your Enemies, came out last year, How Decent People Can Save America from the culture of contempt, which is exactly what's going on here. There's people out there who are very contemptuous towards me because of things I've said in the past, or because my views may make someone on a particular network look like they're lying. Right now, I tell people I don't trust anybody 100% on any network, except maybe a couple of people who've had the courage to come out to you independently on YouTube and then been shut down because of the voices that are silencing independent thought in America. So please understand, I'm coming to you as someone who loves this country. I love my patients. I love my children, of course. And I know all of you do as well. We have to start a dialogue. Maybe tonight that can start. Be open-minded. Choose reason and compassion over fear. And I think the rest will fall into place, don't you? I thank you for listening. This is such a privilege. Even if only 12 of you are out there, God bless you for listening. Have a blessed night.